Welcome to the VUMC Construction Safety Orientation. The following guidelines are in place to ensure Vanderbilt University Medical Center stays safe and productive during construction activities. Our goal is for every worker and VUMC employee to go home to his or her family without a construction-related injury, illness, or potential for illness. As an active healthcare and research facility, our guidelines also serve to protect patients and their families. Partners in safety. VUMC's goal equals 0 accidents. Safety first. Every worker who sets foot on VUMC property shall go home at the end of the day to his or her family without a job-related injury or illness. The COVID-19 coronavirus. Symptoms: cough, shortness of breath, fever. Prevention: wash hands, wear masks, sanitize. Access to healthcare areas is restricted by VU, Police Department, VUPD, and staff. Keep your identification badge visible at all times. Your temperature will be checked every day. The on-site screening location is at the Medical Center East parking garage. Do not come to work with symptoms. Identification badges. Identification badges shall be worn 100% of the time while working at VUMC, including riding VUMC shuttle buses. Identification badges must be visible at all times and worn above the waist. Renewal of the badge will occur 1 year from date of issuance. Damaged or lost badges will be replaced. Worker must surrender the badge if they are removed from the project. Clothing. ANSI standards. Shirts must be worn at all times. 4-inch sleeves minimum, not rolled up. No tank tops are allowed. Shirts must extend to the belt. No cutoff or midriff shirts. Shirts shall not display any offensive material. Shirts must be professional in appearance. Pants must be worn at all times. All pants must be full length to the ankles. Shorts are not allowed. Loose-fitting clothing is not allowed. Always wear clothing appropriate for the work being performed and in a manner to display professionalism to your job, trade, and employer. Personal protective equipment, PPE. Hard hats. Hard hats must be worn 100% of the time in work areas. Hand protection. Wear work gloves. It will help prevent hand injuries. Foot protection. Heavy-duty work boots or shoes must be worn in all construction areas. No tennis shoes. Eye protection. Safety glasses must be worn 100% of the time, except in designated areas during breaks and lunch times. No dark lenses are allowed inside. Hearing protection. Hearing protection is required in high-noise environments. Earplugs, earmuffs, enclosures, or supraoral caps can be used in noisy environments. Fire extinguishers. All fire extinguishers shall be inspected monthly and tested annually as indicated by an attached service tag per NFPA 10 and OSHA 1910-157. All burn permits or hot work tasks shall have a fire watch for the duration of work. Fall protection. OSHA 29 CFR 1926 Subpart M. Follow the 6-foot fall rule. If your feet are at 6 feet above the floor, tie off. The OSHA standard requires any worker working at or above 6 feet from the ground to their feet shall use a personal arrest system. Any worker on a walking surface with an unprotected side or edge that is 6 or more feet from the ground must have a personal fall restraint arrest system. Guardrail systems and safety nets can be used in conjunction with personal fall protection devices as required. Articulating booms and scissor lifts. The user of the equipment shall be properly trained in its use and operation and must have verification. Training cards acceptable. 100% tie-off is required inside of any lift by its user. Only designated tie-off points are acceptable. No climbing or standing on the toe board or rails shall be permitted. No ladders or other objects shall be used in any lift. All gates or safety chains shall be closed and secured. Ladders, step and extension. Ladders must be inspected before each use. Do not straddle or stand on the top of a ladder. This means you. Ladders must be fully opened and locked before use. All ladder feet must be on a solid surface. Walking a ladder is prohibited. Maintain 3 points of contact when climbing ladders. No wood or metal ladders are permitted. Scaffolding. All scaffolds must be erected under the supervision of a competent person. All scaffolding must be inspected and tagged. Scaffolding cannot be modified except under the direct supervision of the competent person. Any scaffolding 6 feet or higher requires the use of fall protection systems. Scaffolding must be fully decked with guardrails and toe boards in place. Lifeline personal fall arrest systems shall be required. Shutdown scheduling. All shutdowns must have at least a 2-week notice prior to scheduling. All utility system shutdowns must be coordinated with VUMC by the general contractor to the construction coordinator. Electrical, water, steam, HVAC, etc. Fire alarm systems and fire sprinkler systems. All lockout tagout procedures shall be followed. Electrical safety. Designated electrical service must be 100% GFCI protected. Extension cords must be heavy-duty construction type, minimum of 12-gauge construction. Cords must be inspected daily. If a defect is identified, it must be removed from service immediately. Electrical tape is not acceptable for repairs. Cords must be arranged as to not create fall hazards. Tools and equipment. All workers shall be trained in the proper use of required tools. Powder actuated tools. All users must be trained before using this type of device and must have a training card with them at all times. Shot load strips must be removed from the device when not in use. Shot strips must be secured at all times, including new, partial, and spent shot strips. Portable tools and equipment. All tools and equipment must be in good working condition. All guards must be maintained and in place when in use. Mechanical and electrical rooms. Do not leave doors propped open or unlocked in any area. These rooms are never to be used as break, lunch, or storage areas. While working in any mechanical or electrical room areas, remember they must be kept clean at all times, as they are operational extensions of the facility. Housekeeping and worksite cleanliness, everyone's responsibility. While working, remove any debris that creates a hazard to you or others in the area. Stairways must be free of construction debris and never used for storage, as they are part of the emergency egress path. All public areas adjacent to construction areas shall be routinely broom swept, vacuumed, and mopped to keep the area clean for the public to travel through. All public areas shall be kept free of any construction debris and dust. Good housekeeping practices must be followed at all times. Health and sanitation. Always be aware that you are working in an active hospital and research facility where hazardous items are used and stored. During renovation projects, abandoned or misplaced syringes or disposal containers may be encountered. If any of these items are found or you suspect something to be hazardous in nature, notify your supervisor immediately. Your supervisor will notify the construction coordinator for VUMC. They will investigate and notify the proper department for pickup and disposal. Infection control must be a priority. All debris must be covered during removal from the construction areas. Covered carts, wheelbarrows, etc. can be used as long as the items are covered and the wheels are cleaned before exiting the construction area. Never remove or alter any barriers, plastic walls, or temporary walls and doors that separate public use areas from construction areas. Negative pressure measures, including machines with HEPA filters, must be used in construction areas to prevent dust from entering the public areas. Sticky walk-off mats must be used at all construction entrances. They must be replaced as often as necessary to prevent dust from exiting the construction area. Prohibited items on projects. These are not allowed on the worksite. Earbuds, headphones, radios, iPods, MP3 players, Bluetooth speakers, i.e. musical devices, are not allowed. Jackhammers, hammer drills are not allowed. No cooking, no food and drinks except water. VUMC's tobacco use policy. No form of tobacco use is allowed at VUMC. This includes smoking, dipping, chewing, and vaping. If you are caught using any of these while at VUMC, you will be removed. There are no exceptions. VUMC's facilities. The use of VUMC's facilities is a privilege that we allow to construction workers while on our campus. The use of public restrooms is allowed unless designated facilities have been provided by the specific project. The use of VUMC's cafeteria and food court is allowed under respectful conditions. Lunch and breaks shall be only taken in designated authorized areas. A good rule to remember: leave it in better shape than you found it. Professionalism, courtesy, and cleanliness is expected when using these areas. Improper behavior will result in removal from VUMC property. VUMC, students, staff, patients, and visitors. Common courtesy and professionalism is expected at all times while on VUMC property. Employees must exemplify a professional appearance and behavior when in the presence of any student, staff, patient, or visitor of VUMC. Vulgar or abusive remarks will not be tolerated. Staring, yelling, whistling, or catcalling will not be tolerated. No exceptions will be made for this type of behavior. You will be removed from the campus. Enforcement of safety requirements. Any worker found to be in violation of any of the safety rules or through a series of violations as mentioned in the previous slides, the worker will be dismissed from VUMC. The worker will not be permitted to work on any VUMC's projects without prior permission from VUMC. Follow the rules and expectations. Be a partner in safety.
The video has concluded. Click back to the previous page and click on the construction safety test.